Before we begin this video, I would like to request you to please buy me a coffee if you can, or if you like the contents that you see in Gaming Roki, as your contribution helps this channel to grow. The link is below the description. After playing Celeste, I didn't think I ever wanted to play another kind of precise platformer anymore, which is the kind that expects you to be extremely perfect without getting hit even once. But for some reason, Hayfever looked interesting, and so I had it on my wish list for a long time until one of my Steam friends, Blister, gave it to me as a gift. And if you're watching this, Blister, thank you again for the gift. So I decided to regain myself and play Hayfever. So how did it turn out in the end? The story starts with Thomas, who works very hard delivering mails. The problem is that he has a cold, and with just one sneeze, all of the letters flew off. Scared of his boss Harvey, Thomas gets help from his car friend Carly, and they both set off to get those letters back. The story is overall nice, as there are quite a decent number of cutscenes played. Thomas does have his character developed as the story progresses, and while it's not very deep, it's acceptable for a platformer. Overall, the graphics look great, and what you pretty much should expect in a platformer, having vibrant colors, with smooth pixel art animations brimming with personality. Like Thomas sniffing when he's idle, or opening his mouth wide open when he touches pollen. The level environments are also great, having levels that are based in hills, towns, skies, and trees. The music also sounds great overall. It's composed mostly in accordion, and it matches the overall feel of the themes while being catchy. Some songs do not use the accordion, and they don't sound as great, but these are few and far between, luckily. The game plays like what Steam calls this type of platformer as precision-based, where you have to complete levels with intense trial and error doing platforming with infinite lives. You control Thomas, who can move, jump, and sneeze to build up extra height, which is the main mechanic that is focused. To get more height, you have to use the yellow pollen, which are positioned for you to keep moving forward. Each time you get yellow pollen, your sneeze meter increases by 1, and depending on what level it is, it can make Thomas sneezing more powerful. But if you get too much, once he sneezes, the meter resets fully. This is done so that you can't easily complete sections, and forces you to think how much of the meter you need to complete level sections. On one hand, this can be quite handy to collect mails, but on the other hand, it can punish you in times when you don't expect it. Besides yellow pollen, you have these red pollens, which come with arrows and without arrows. The ones with arrows sneeze you through fixed directions, whereas the ones without it have you press the desired movement before touching it. They also reset your sneeze meter, which can pose some kind of threat, as some enemies throw the red pollen at you, leaving you no choice but to avoid them for the most part. Then there's the rainbow pollen, which allows you to sneeze as many times before the meter depletes completely. Purple pollen gives you limited control of flying in the air until the meter depletes fully, unless you stock up more yellow and purple pollen. And finally, the ear pollen behaves similarly to Kirby's ability Wheel, where you move fast, but you can jump on walls before the meter runs out. Levels are classified as days, and each day can be completed by touching Carly at the end. Completing 7 levels completes a week, which unlocks the next set of levels. When all 4 weeks are completed, the next stage is unlocked, which in this case is a month. The levels offer a lot of variety, where the gimmick in each level is introduced at the start, which can range from sneezing your way using cats to completing a race. Many levels offer checkpoints which come in handy, as when you die, you resume from the last checkpoint. There are some levels, like the ones with a boss, that do not have checkpoints, forcing you to complete them in one sitting. Luckily, these levels are few and far between, and are pretty short in length mostly. As for the collectibles, males are the main objective of the game, but they are located straightforwardly and are generally not very hard to find or get. Some of them can be placed before you touch Carly, while some others are either placed next to one another or require you to enter in another route, which, for some reason, makes the harder level sections pointless, as there is only one route to get it. And certain males have a one-time effort, and if failed, you have to die and try again. The only other collectible is the key that unlocks the pad based on the color that is touched. In some cases, they help make progress, while in most others, they tend to be more of a threat. Outside of the base game, you unlock bonus levels, which are the hard levels that will put your patience to a test. However, to unlock them, you need to get the males from the base game. Besides completing the harder levels, the only other replay value the game offers is finding secret characters, which are more or less Easter eggs, as some of them are a reference to the developers themselves. As you would have guessed, there are problems with the game that can be difficult to adjust to. The most notable is the pollen. Controlling the pollen abilities is very difficult and is not exactly precise, particularly the ones that are red without an arrow. It can lead to most of your deaths, as the levels force you to do so much with so little time you have when controlling the allergies. While it is understandable to expect a precise platformer to force you to complete level sections in a precise manner, some of these parts can be infuriating, as they do not exactly teach you what you are supposed to do to complete those respectable levels. And there are no accessibility options that can help complete levels easily if you die too much. So with that being said, would I recommend this game overall? Maybe. These type of platformers are designed with the challenge in mind. If you prefer platformers that you can complete without dealing with too much trial and error, or something where you can complete levels in short bursts taking breaks in between, then Hayfever is unfortunately not something you can sneeze at. If you are the opposite and don't mind taking a while to complete levels, then Hayfever could be your cup of tea, as it has a nice story, great graphics, music, and interesting game mechanics. There's a decent amount of content the game has to offer too, with over 140 levels in total. But just be careful with those allergies. Personally, I am quite satisfied with the result, and I look forward with the next game the devs have in mind. That's it for this review, folks. If you like what you see, then why not smash that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and give a like and comment while you're at it. In the meanwhile, thank you for watching Gaming Roki. Have a good one.